So this is a level 3 coach course, so it's worthwhile just saying that at the outset. So it's a course which is designed for those who are advancing coaches, the coaches that from a national panel perspective, from a national cricket board's perspective, these are the most experienced, and coaches who have the potential to be actually step into those senior roles beyond their current position. Now, whether that's in a divisional context, whether they're working with specialist programs, whether they have a pace bowling connection. There's coaches here from BKSP, one of your leading feeder programs for the national program. So it's really about being able to service their needs and to be able to enrich their knowledge and to build their capacity as coaches to better serve the players. And what we're really saying, in essence, is that their performance, like all coaches, need to improve constantly, and then that will enable standards to be raised and for playing standards to be sort of connected to that. I'm going to go back one step here by saying that cricket systems that are most effective, so this is cricket on an international stage here in Bangladesh, and we know a good amount about that personally from having watched that from an ICC and a Cricket Australia perspective, and actually having come to work here for 1 year with the National Academy. So we understand that facilities are very important, and so whether it's the National Stadium here or at Chittagong or Sylhet, wherever it happens to be, and then the training facilities that go with it. But the next ingredient that's so important is to have the coaches who are able to inspire the players to come, to be able to make a grand difference to what they do. And they have to be improving all the time, because the playing standards and the competitive standard of cricket, whether it's at franchise level or bilateral series, is key. So how do you build your competitive advantage? It's through facilities, and then ensuring that you've got coaches who are going to educate from and that lovely common theme right from the very beginning all the way through to national team and international status. Men's and women cricketers of all abilities, so whether that's Special Olympics and others, absolutely vital. Now, the third ingredient in that is to ensure that the administration, the governance system, and I appreciate there's an impending election for the board in say October, in ensuring that the quality of administration is able to support those two initiatives. There are monies in cricket. They come typically through ICC events, or they come through bilateral series, but it's most important to be able to resource those regions as well as you can, because in my speak, if I said to you that those who are from the regions, or in an Australian context, we talk about those who live in the country, they have time, a little more time to be able to practice, to develop, and then to be able to go forward.
Ross, you have been here since 2000 already in Bangladesh. So such a long time. What's your assessment of the development curve in Bangladesh? You have a new batch of students right now.
Yes.
But what's your assessment overall?
Today was the first day, so I have a better answer for you maybe within a few days. This course, I should explain as well, is that it is residential for 5 days, and then there's a field assignment. So there's actually quite an exacting piece of work beyond the course. So there's a rigour to it that's essential, and there's a kind of precision about how they need to go about their work in a way which will really demonstrate that they are of the standard. I'm not suggesting of the Bangladesh standard. I'm saying that this is an ICC. This is a global standard, and in that sense, it's a lovely stretch up. 1998, actually, which was a remarkable experience. I'm very fond of your nation. We have many good friends here, and admire the way that people are so passionate about the game. Back to my earlier comment about if you are constantly excelling by providing facilities and then being able to, and training is a part of that, and if you've got the highest quality training, meaning your teachers or your coaches or your mentors are actually providing that guidance, things will progress more quickly. This is now about 20 years, 25 years into the full member nationhood, but basically it's a test playing nation, as you would understand, and the game is changing rapidly, and therefore the more you do, the more you need to do. Now, that's no one's consideration. In my nation, the same thing is applying, where there are lots of pressures to say, how do we continue to get better? How do you maintain red ball game, and now it's a white ball game, then it's a short version game. And even today in this conversation, there was people talking about a T5, you know, think about that for a moment. Let's not. So what we're really saying is that I think it's quite some time since there's been a course of this standard. The frequency of those courses needs to be greater. Those that sit within a tier beneath that, they need to come again more frequently, and it's then about being able to service those who are on the ground. Your teachers, those who are in with clubs or academies in the districts, are absolutely vital to the success of the game. There's so many advantages that you have, but to be able to exercise that in a way will actually make a grand difference and produce better results. I watch the results with a degree of fondness because we know some of the we know many of your senior players in some of those formats because of the time that I spent here with the National Academy. So we're wanting the growth to be even greater, and even if it was going as swimmingly as you would like, you actually want it to still go better again because the standard's always competitive.
As far as the coaching course is concerned, how far is level 2 from level 3? Is it a big jump from level 2 to level 3? And obviously the ECB level 3 and the Australian cricket level 3, do you feel that this course will be up to the mark at that level?
Yes, definitely. The answer to the question is it's a considerable jump. These are those who are in this program for residential program and then to do the field assignment thereafter are really charged with the responsibility as leaders of the coaching program. Now that's not meant to be too heavy a weight on their shoulders, but the reality is that people will look to the candidates here to say, well, what have you gained from this course? What have you consolidated? What are the things? Where are the trends? So today we spent a good amount of time in terms of shaping philosophy. We then went to biomechanics, which actually gives us a lovely foundation from which to work. There was a wicket-keeping session and a pace bowling session. Tomorrow we jump into batting and then we move into fielding and so on. And then about the teaching and learning components, about skill acquisition. The reason why I mention that in some detail is that that's what's necessary about being able to compact this information and to be able to, by the close of the 5th day, to understand about how that framework operates for a senior level coach. And then it's the administration, so the reporting of what are the outcomes required. So the macro planning and the micro planning is absolutely critical for those senior coaches. Set the tone, and then to be able to have their assistants or their delegates to be able to drive with something similar. Okay.
Ross, would you like your current batch to be able to spread this level 2 coaching knowledge here?
Yes. So there's a small difference in. So this is a coaching course, and there's some high quality cricket players who have had a coaching background. That's an advantage if they've got this lovely, in lots of different ways, but they are ambassadors of the game. They follow the game. They're also assisting in some circumstances current sort of or contemporary players, stepping their way through. That's really helpful. If their training is high quality, and we would anticipate that we will get a good result from this, assuming that's the case, then that's precisely what the outcome what we're looking for. Then take next step. It's not within my control, but what I'm saying is that there needs to be a panel of coaches or senior coaches some of them are elders, so there's referential sort of characters, not all with grey hair, I might add, but they're in a position where they would say, we'll use these people to educate at level 2 and level 1, and to be able to put them on a rota, a roster of some sort, to be able to take and make a grand difference. The huge growth area of the game, we know, you're following it, is female cricket. You know, that's for everyone. It's an opportunity with your national team heading to Sri Lanka and India just within a day or 3 to be able to demonstrate that this is a brilliant cricketing nation. And you want your national teams to be able to represent those aspirations of those who are following. And so that's the kind of weighty responsibility of this group of people who've just exited this room today. That's where we're heading with it as well.